How much room do you need for a pool table? A pool table is an awesome addition to your game room. It allows you to practice whenever you feel like it, and it's a great way to spend time with family and friends. However, before you rush out to buy your new pool table, you need to make sure you have enough space. Not only does your game room need to fit your table, but you need enough space around the table so you can make a shot from any angle. How much room do you need for a pool table? You need enough room for the pool table itself as well as space around the table for your pool stick. So, the amount of space you need depends on two factors: the size of your pool table and the length of your pool cues. For example, if you're playing on an 8 feet, 2.4 meters, table with 58 inches, 1.4 meters, pool cues, your minimum room size is 13 feet 6 inches by 17, 4.1 meters by 5.18 meters. Some people have a dedicated game room or pool room, while others set up their pool table in their living space or in their basement or garage. To play comfortably, you need to be able to take a shot from any angle without the back of the cue hitting the wall. So, if you're playing with a standard 58 pool cue, the minimum space you need around the table is 58 inches, 1.5 meters, which you can round up to 5 feet, 1.5 meters. Because you need 5 feet away from the wall on all sides, the ideal room size dimensions when using a standard pool stick are 10 feet by 10 feet, 3 by 3 meters, plus the size of your pool table. If you're trying to figure out your maximum table size, measure 10 feet, 3 meters, from the wall, length and width, and see how much space is left in the room. However, if you have a smaller space, you can get tables in 7 feet, 2.1 meters, or even 6 feet, 1.8 meters, sizes. Another option for tight spaces is to use a short pool cue 54 inches, 48 inches and 42 inches, 1.3 meters, 1.2 meters, 1 meter, can all work for casual use. Typical pool table dimensions. British 6 feet. These are the most common size for pool tables in British homes, as well as clubs and pubs. British 7 feet. This is the full size for British pool tables. It is the size you'll see in tournaments and leagues in the UK. American 7 feet. 7 feet is the smallest you can get when it comes to US pool tables. They are a great option if you have minimal space. American 8 feet. 8 feet is considered the ideal size for home pool tables in the US, and is also often the size you'll find in bars. American 9 feet. This is the full size for American pool tables. It's often called the standard size as it is the size used in tournaments and leagues. However, it is very rare for homes to have tables of this size. How to calculate minimum room sizes. The first thing to do is determine your pool table dimensions, measure both its length and its width. Next, you'll need to measure your pool cues. If you have pool cues of different lengths, make sure to measure your longest one. Then, multiply this by 2, because you need space on both sides of the table. So, if your pool stick is 58 inches, 1.4 meters, this comes to 116 inches, 2.9 meters. Now that you have made your measurements, all you have to do is add it all together. Take the length of your pool table and add it to the doubled pool cue length, then do the same for the width. For example, if you're playing on a 4 feet by 8 feet table, 48 inches by 96 inches, and playing with 58 inches cues, x2 equals 116, you would add 48 inches to 116 inches giving you 164, and 96 inches to 116 inches giving you 212. This equates to a room size of 164 inches by 212 inches, or 13 feet 6 inches by 17. How far a pool table should be from the wall. If you're using a standard 58 inches, 1.4 meters, pool cue, your table should be at least 5 feet, 1.5 meters, from the wall. If you're using a shorter cue, you can get away with a little less space, but it's best not to push it. Pool tables in confined spaces. If you have limited space, there are a few things you can do to make having your own pool table feasible. First, of course, you can choose a small pool table. The smallest tables available are 6 feet, 1.8 meters. Next, you can use a shorter pool cue. 48 inches cues, 1.2 meters, allow quite a bit more room, but are still long enough for an adult to use comfortably. Lastly, you can position the table cleverly so you have all the room you need around the common shooting areas. What is the perfect height between the pool table and the ceiling, the lights? The perfect height between the pool table and the ceiling, the lights, is 32 to 36, 81 to 91 centimeters. Adding pool table lighting is a great idea because it helps you play a better game. However, You need enough room between the table and the light fixtures so that they do not get in the way of players taking their shots. Other space considerations. If your room is large enough for a pool table but there is a beam obstructing it, not to worry. Just place the table so that the beam is in the least obstructive spot, ideally on the long side of the table next to the side pocket. When setting up a pool table in a smaller room, you'll need to think about storage. If all you have is a cue and a set of balls, you can probably leave it on the playing surface. Can you put a pool table in a 14 by 14 room? Yes, you can put a pool table in a 14 by 14, 4.2 x 4.2 meters room. However, you will need to stick to a British 7 feet, 2.1 meters, or 6 feet, 1.8 meters table and a 48 inches, 1.2 meters cue. How much space do you need for an 8-foot pool table? You need a space with the dimensions 184 inches by 140 inches, 4.6 x 3.5 meters, for an 8-foot, 2.4 meters pool table, if you are using a 48-inch, 1.2 meters pool cue. However, if you want to use standard size pool cues, you need a room size of 202 inches by 158 inches, 5.1 by 4 meters. And if your pool cue is extra length, you'll need even more space.